Is love in the air, or is your relationship on the verge of destruction? Let's talk about it. Sit back,
relax,
and enjoy your favorite cocktail as we discuss relationships, dating,
sex,
and love. Love on the rocks, that is.
Love on the rocks. Love on the rocks. Love on the rocks. Love on the rocks.
Hi, guys.
Oh, I took myself off. Hello, welcome to Love on the Rocks, everyone. Roger the Wild Child, along with Megan Bennett. How are you guys doing today?
How are you?
I am doing well. Another week in Vegas from my Vegas studios.
Nice.
How are
Is
you
it busy
doing?
there?
How's your week? It's been a busy week. We had Valentine's weekend here in Vegas. And then next weekend's the Rock and Roll Marathon, and then NASCAR's coming to Vegas. So,
Oh,
and then
did
we
you
roll
see
into
that
March for
NASCAR
March
wreck
Madness.
yesterday? Did you see the wreck
Yes,
at
I
Daytona?
did.
Was that not gnarly?
That was gnarly,
That
Megan.
was crazy. Not that I watch NASCAR, but Easton was watching it, and he was like, "Mom, wait, how did that happen?" So, but yeah, it's been it's only Monday.
It's only Monday. It's the beginning of a week.
It's been a long weekend. My kids have been on break since Wednesday. They go back tomorrow.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's been
Okay. Oh, yeah, because it's President's Day today.
nonstop
Mhm.
doing. I've had kids at my house the whole time. Baseball. We went to altitude. We were there at altitude for 6 hours. I've never been so thankful to like take home 6 kids in my life. Like, get out. Get out. It's time for mama time.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well,
How's your weekend?
we have, well, let's see, just, busy working here in
Yeah.
Vegas because I do all the VIP nightlife stuff here in Vegas. So,
Right.
it was a very productive weekend. So,
Okay.
not going to complain. Yeah.
Right.
So,
A bunch of singles in Vegas, wasn't there? Or no?
you'd be surprised. There were singles. They were asking me where
Okay.
Megan was.
Oh,
And I was
yeah, I
like,
bet.
oh, no, she's in Atlanta, she didn't want to come.
I would have to be plumb tuckered stupid to get on a fucking plane right now.
Why?
Have you not seen all the airplane crashes? There was one today
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the one in Toronto, yes.
with Delta. Like, nope. There was one, was it last night or the night before in Covington, which is my hometown, a single engine
Mhm.
small plane that crashed at 11:45 at night and killed the 2 people on board. And then all these commercial flights, like, no. Nope.
Yeah, when it rains, it pours, doesn't it?
Right.
Crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, we've got a
Let's
great
bring
topic
on
tonight.
Crystal.
Yeah.
We do have a great topic.
Well, hello.
Hi.
How are you guys?
Hello, Crystal.
Good. How are you?
Oh, just writing down my data so I'm not staring at my phone screen reading it to you guys.
Right.
Don't mind me. We have a fun episode tonight.
We do have a fun episode tonight.
That's
Gonna be good.
I think Roger's kind of shy about it now because I was very adamant about doing it.
Yes, you were. But hey, it's all good.
It'll be a good show.
It is, and hopefully Lydia gets to join us too.
And Greg.
Yes, and Greg. Because this is the first time we reached out to some of our friends and followers, correct?
Mm-hmm.
It is.
So we have.
Did you get any
more
good
than
feedback?
our answers to share? I got some interesting feedback.
Yeah, me too. Me
I'm just
too.
gonna have to
I
remember
didn't
to
get
watch.
any feedback.
Did you ask?
Yes, I posted. Thank you.
Oh, you just made a generic post. See, I sought out people.
I did too.
I wanted a variety.
Nice.
I
So
posted
today
it
we're
on like
talking about what's
everything
your
I
type.
said. What?
Yeah.
We're going to talk about what's your type, unpacking your romantic partners.
Yes, we are.
So this
My
can
type
go in
doesn't
so many
exist.
different directions.
It just
Well,
doesn't.
Why?
Are you kidding me? Have you seen the dating pool these days? Like, it does not exist. It's a fucking cesspool.
Yeah,
we are
nobody
going to talk
wants
about
to.
expanding your dating pool a little bit closer to the end, but you might not be completely wrong.
I
Do you
just
have
said,
a type?
me?
Yeah.
I mean, I have like, I don't think I have necessarily a type, but I have like check marks. You know what I mean? Like, if, like, you got to be this, you got to be that. I'm not going to settle for this kind of thing. But as far as like a looks type, other than a career and good looking to me, I don't know that I have a appearance type,
Like a physical type?
like a physical type. I mean, I'm not, don't get me wrong, and y'all can call me shallow and whatever. I'm not going to date somebody who's 600 pounds who you have to knock a wall out of a house to get them to the hospital. I'm not going to do that. But,
Physical attraction is important.
right,
And it's
Yes,
okay.
it is. I agree.
right.
You know,
Which
I'm not one. Do what?
I said it's kind of hard, like to find somebody that you're physically attracted to, but then also like their personality and everything else. Because usually those two things, I don't know, I've had bad luck, don't go hand in hand.
Well, I
Right.
find that when you get older, physical attraction kind of changes. And it's not like you guys are 21, 22 anymore, or we are.
I'm only 25. What are you
But
talking about?
Yeah,
okay.
we're 25, Roger.
Yeah. And how old's your oldest son?
21.
Hold on.
21. He was
Next question.
spontaneously just combusted,
Next
made.
question.
So me, I don't really my type. You know, I'm open to the type of person that I want to be with.
Right.
I mean, obviously they can't be ugly. You know, and I don't mind some meat on the bones, and that's totally fine as long as their personality is just like amazing, you know, because it's more about what's on the inside and the outside. And you hear about that all the time. People always say, "Oh, you know, you're beautiful on the inside," but
You have to have
you know,
outside to have that initial attraction, I believe. Maybe I'm wrong.
well, okay. So here's my theory: is as long as you know how to take care of yourself and
Right.
keep, I mean, you could be 300 pounds and you look like you live out of Walmart, or you could be 300 pounds and shopping at a bougie
Absolutely.
store,
It's how you carry yourself. Right.
it's how you carry yourself. And so, I'm not looking to date the homeless girl, right? Yeah, I'm looking for, and so I don't like sticks and bones. I
Right.
mean, that's kind of like, ew. Okay. Um, That's why I don't mind a little meat on the bones. I'm totally okay with that.
I mean, I don't want to
Uh,
date a zipper. Someone that's going to stand sideways, stick out their tongue, and look like a fucking zipper.
Stop it.
But
oh my God.
you know what I mean? Like, they
Right.
got to have some meat on their bones, but not like excessive. Sorry.
And for
What about
me,
like,
I
sorry,
I
what about
have a day. What?
other physical traits other than just like
A good smile.
body shape? Smile.
A good smile. Broad shoulders. Pretty eyes.
Eyes are killer.
A good personality. No white
Now,
shoes.
everybody's idea of what a good personality is different.
Right.
It is.
No, must make me laugh. I'll say that. That's the personality. Like, must make me
And
laugh.
hold a conversation.
Right. And no white shoes.
No white shoes. I always tell people, I go, I'm looking for the person that you could have meaningless conversations with for hours.
Mm-hmm.
And nonstop,
Right.
you could talk about absolutely nothing about stupid shit and be able to laugh and joke around and be like, oh my God, we sat here for 3 hours and never got bored. I'm looking for
Right.
that connection.
Right.
Nothing worse than sitting there rolling your eyes up, trying to figure out the next thing to say to keep the conversation going, because it's not going anywhere at that point.
Texting your best friend and being like, text me and get me out of this date.
Well,
We
see,
have an
I think
emergency.
that depends on how early on it is. So, like early on, yes, you want to have tons of good conversation, but at a certain point, don't you want to just be able to like chill with that person and
Yeah.
not have to be talking the whole
Yeah.
time?
Yeah. Someone you can
But
sit
it's
in
about
silence with
chemistry.
and not necessarily feel like you have to keep a conversation going. You could
Yeah.
just
Sit on
chill.
the park bench, hold hands, and just look at the water
And like nap
just be
dates should be
totally
a
quiet.
thing.
Yeah.
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 That's just me. I don't know. As far as like physical types go for me, if you were to line up all of my exes, none of them look anything alike. But I'm a sucker for pretty eyes and a nice smile, obviously. But yeah, I just, as far as a common look, I don't think I have one.
Right.
Do like tall guys though.
I do like tall guys. I cannot date someone my height or shorter. I'm 5'2".
Same on a good day.
Yeah,
I
that would be a tough one to date somebody shorter than you then.
If I can look over your head, that's a no-go. That's a no-go.
Oh, okay.
If I can beat you up, that's a no-go.
I know that I'm already not that tall, but
Right.
I hate to say like the taller the better type of.
Now, when I was younger, like was I even in high school? I think I was like a freshman in high school. I dated someone who was 6'9".
That's really tall.
Really?
You guys wouldn't even
Yeah,
be in the picture together.
it was.
You wouldn't have to get on your knees.
When I hugged him, I hugged at his waist. And like, that's just too tall.
Lucky she wasn't paying attention to you.
That's just too tall.
I know.
He would stand
When
there.
she
and put his
rewatches the
hand up.
replay, she's gonna be like,
She's gonna call you
like,
and
"Fucking
yell at
Roger."
Yeah.
Right?
But if you line up my exes, you can see like my mental illness. You know what I mean? Like,
you. Oh.
yeah. Yeah.
Well, isn't that like more of like a what came first, the chicken or the egg?
Ooh, it is. That's true.
Yeah, I don't have like a physical trait type, but
Right.
I will say this: when it comes to personality type, I think a guy who can make me feel safe. I don't know how
Absolutely.
else.
Gotcha.
Most
Like-
definitely.
You can be the most attractive man on the face of the planet, and I won't be attracted to you if I just don't feel safe with you. And like safe can mean lots of different things, but it's like, are you taking care of like my feelings? Like, are you making me feel secure?
Mhm.
Or are you allowing me to feel insecure and like not know things? And I don't know.
Yeah, I have to feel
Safety,
like
caring
safe.
about my feelings, the guarding my feelings,
Right.
the protecting me in lots of other ways, not just like bodyguard type protecting. That's not what I mean. But
Yeah, you have to feel
Right.
safe with someone. Like,
Someone who's taking an emotional interest into you, your heart, your feelings,
yeah,
and
And they're gonna
listens
protect
to
that.
you
and they're
and
gonna
knows what your
protect
needs
that.
are.
Right. Yeah. That's important.
because like I'm also
It is.
somebody that needs a lot of reassurance sometimes, and I know that that's
Same.
probably super annoying.
Same. We
Stephen
can
Grant on
only
YouTube
love.
says we can only love and be loved to the level we love ourselves.
That's a good point, Stephen. That's a good point.
Did you guys find that the people you got answers from or talked to, that they had particular types physically or personality trait wise?
A lot of my responses had like I will say the responses minus like the few that just make you go, what the what? How have you ever reproduced or ever been in a relationship? But a lot of mine, they answered each question and was like very, you know what I mean, like detailed, like, okay, I'm attracted to this, or I look for this, or, and a lot of it they pinpointed like physical attributes, emotional, like mental. A lot of my responses were very detailed.
Well, let's hear some of them.
Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Because you got more responses than I did. So,
I got a couple responses. Like I said, I tried to ask a variety of people. So I asked the same amount of men and women, age range anywhere from 20s to 50s, and all over the country, coast to coast. So covered all the bases.
Yeah.
So as far as some of the responses that I got, I have Nicole 30 from Chicago says that her type is usually men that are more alt. So like tattoos, dresses in dark colors, or thrift chic, short beard or mustache. I don't know what that is, but I'm often attracted to men in the service industry.
Like strippers?
No, I think like
no,
bartender,
waiters,
waiter, yeah,
bartenders. Yeah.
strippers.
I mean, okay.
And then
Yeah.
I also had someone who would like to just be referred to as unicorn. He said a type, passion, ambition, character, grace, looks might get my attention, but personality, your character is what will keep me around. I am literally scared of my taste in women because it seems like most of the women that share the same values as me do not share the same energy as me. And those that have the same energy, toxic AF. So it's either the really nice but super introverted girl or cruel levels of petty, spiteful, mean girl vibes. Ouch.
And that's what I seem to run into a lot. I seem to run into, girls, when I'm dating them, they got some issues going on. And it's just like, can we just be normal? I mean, what's normal
Right.
anymore these days?
Well, what do you mean by normal? Like,
I mean, they have their
Don't
head
be a
on their
douchebag.
shoulders. They've got, I mean, have something going with
I
their
like the way you
life.
think,
And it
baby.
seems like, well, it seems like, girls like my age, you would think they would have their shit together. A lot of them don't.
A lot of them don't have their shit together. A lot of dudes at my age don't have their shit together. And
I
it's
literally
really
had
like mind blowing. Like,
I had we'll say a conversation slash bitch fit about this literally like yesterday about how, for example, and this is just my example, me personally, like I can't tell you how many girls I know that, and I say girls, not women, girls that bring nothing to the table but drama, don't own their car, don't own a house, don't have a pot to piss in, don't have a degree, don't have a job, or like nothing serious, have nothing going for them, but have been engaged like 10 times and get a new boyfriend every other week. And I'm just like, holy hell, like, can I just find one? Like,
right.
why? So I get what you're saying about people not bringing anything to the table. Just had that.
Well, that's what I'd say. If I want to be in a relationship with somebody that we can both bring something to the table, doesn't mean that we have to be equal to the table,
Right.
but we're both contributing something.
Mhm.
I don't know. I think I've talked about this before. I was talking to this one girl that lost her job months ago. And then she said, she goes to Dollar General to go shopping. And then she asked me, do you rent or own your home? And I said, I rent. She goes, "Oh, no, I need somebody that owns their home." I'm like, what?
Oh,
This is the girl that's been
interesting.
jobless for 6
Whoa.
months? What? I was
Yeah.
like,
So I
and
got
then
a
she told me,
response. Go ahead, Roger.
Then she told me that in the Bible it says that the men are supposed to take care of the women and the women are not supposed to work.
I had a
And I said,
response like
"Hun,"
that too.
it's 2024, and this was like last year. It's a two-income society these days. It's not like what it used to be, unfortunately. Have you seen the price of eggs?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I couldn't buy any today, so
Okay, so I got a response, and I'm not going to say his name because he didn't tell me if I could, but I'm going to read it to you. He says, I used to think I wanted someone like me, someone that would match my interest and energy and be into the same things. I met my wife and realized I needed someone that was the complete opposite. My wife is very introverted, and I'm fine with that. She has her hobbies and interests, and I have mine. We never force the other to try and be into what we are into, but we do respect each other's and take part in them when asked. Being with her has kept me very grounded. It showed me other things in life that I would have never seen or experienced if we didn't meet.
aw,
Interesting.
Mm,
I love
yes.
that.
And then I have one of my good friends from middle school saying, I don't think my type is the wrong type. I don't think I have a type by looks, but I can definitely be attracted to a narcissist in a hot minute. Same.
What? Why?
Same.
Why would people be attracted to narcissists? Is
Because
it
it
like,
just
charming?
happens.
They're very charming.
Because at first you don't know they're a narcissist because they're telling you what they want to hear, what you want to hear, and what they think that you want. And in their mind, they don't see themselves as a narcissist. They think they're God's gift to men and women.
They
Relatable.
are very charming, and they're smooth talkers.
Yes, they're smooth
Mhm.
talkers, and they don't see themselves as a narcissist. You call them out as a narcissist, and you're the crazy one. And
They'll usually like flip it back on you.
yes,
And you find out the true colors like 3-4 months down the road, maybe sometimes 6 monds down the road.
Well, I
right.
think narcissists pick the same type of people. So narcissists have a type,
Narcissists do have a type.
and
They
it's
do.
Which is narcissists.
And I feel like it's Megan with blonde
They-
hair and career, and you know what I mean? Like, I track them all, and I'm just like, what? Do I have a sign on my forehead that says, hey, if you're a narcissist, slide into my DMs?
they tend to go
Oh, wait,
after
hang on.
empathetic people.
Hang
Also,
on, Megan.
uh-oh,
Hang on, Megan.
guys are switching around on me.
Yep.
Oh, God.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Okay.
You just
I
wanted
just
to
had to read
rearrange
it.
everything.
I had to read the lines on your forehead, and that's what it said.
Oh, my God. Do I have lines on my forehead for real?
Oh my.
Yeah, I do. Thank you, Roger, for pointing that out.
Conquer.
You're welcome. Stephen Grant says it's a frustrating thing I find is when I hear them tell me they're still figuring out their dating goals. It
Then you shouldn't be
baffles me
dating.
that some don't know what they want. Exactly. They don't need
That's
to be dating.
frustrating.
If
When
you don't know
someone,
what you want is nothing serious.
right.
What about
I
the girl
can't
that
stand the
I
ones that say,
went on
I
a
don't know what I want. I'm figuring it out.
No, they
Dude,
know.
you're at least 40. If not, you're like
Or-
above 30. How do you not know what you want?
Exactly.
or the girl that I dated that said that she's only available on Fridays from 4 to 6.
She's married.
bec- no, she's not.
She's
But
attached.
she had 6 kids at home, a single mom, and she says she doesn't have time to go date. I'm like, why are you on the dating app in the first place? Nobody's going to want to be with you if you're only available for 2 hours a week.
Right. If you're not available to date, why waste anybody's time on the apps? Which I don't do apps.
Exactly.
Anyway.
I don't do
But
that.
why? Why? I don't understand that.
Or if you just don't want a relationship with somebody, just straight up say, I don't want a relationship with you. It beats any excuse that you can try to find or come up with, because let's face it, like
Mm-hmm.
if you're going to try to come up with an excuse, it
Mhm.
could just like plant some doubt in that person's mind, or that they end up thinking like it's them, like they're
It's
not
them.
good enough.
Yeah.
When really it's just because you don't want a relationship with them because you're just not feeling it. And that's fine. Like you should just tell people that. Not like, well, I want a
Waste
serious
your
relationship, but I
time.
only do like 2
A
hours
lot
a
of
week.
people don't know. Yeah, a lot of people don't know what it's like to be honest anymore.
That's the truth. People don't know
And if
how to
they
be
don't want to
honest.
tell you the truth, they just turn around and ghost you and block your number and everything. And because they don't have the gall to be able to like,
They want to tell
be
you
honest
what
with
you
you.
want to hear. They don't want to be honest. It's like
Really not that hard. We need to
I
start
I just recently had an ex, and I'm sure it's not the douchebag, the recent douchebag. It's not that douchebag. It's the one prior, if y'all get what I'm saying. Who tried to bullshit me, and he just bought a house on like 40 something acres, I think. I don't know. Horse ranch. I know he's watching, so he's about to give me shit. But he tried to bullshit me about he's in a relationship, like a very committed relationship, and she's living with him. And I was like, I asked him, I said, "Don't you have a wifey to like tend to? Why are you like don't you have something to do?" And he fires back with, "Oh, you think you're right all the time. Tell me I'm wrong that she doesn't live with you, that you don't have a life." He can't
Mhm.
he
That's
can't do
weird
that. And it's just like it baffles my mind.
and sad.
We are not
Yeah, it
together. We
does.
have no maybes, no ifs. Like, why can't you just be honest and be like, "Hey, yeah, I'm with someone and I'm happy and she lives with me."
Yeah.
Like,
Why?
all I
That's all you
want
got to
is for
say.
somebody to just be proud to fucking have me. Like, just be like,
Right.
"Damn, that's mine." Like, and half the guys that have probably a
Hey,
great
Kevin.
wouldn't
Right.
use
Yeah, like just be proud you have me. Be happy. Be fucking honest.
right.
How hard is that? I don't.
It makes everybody's lives so much easier if you're just like brutally blunt and honest.
Right. Because
Relationship.
anybody
Mhm.
that knows me knows I have such a great read on people. I will be able to tell if you're bullshitting me within like 2.4 seconds. And I'll give you that time. I'll go along with it just to see how far you're gonna like cover up
Yep.
and cover up and cover up.
And the
Mhm.
same
And
thing.
then how
I'll hold
dare
on to that shit for months.
I have the audacity to say
Months.
your story is contradicting. You told me, how dare I?
Mm-hmm.
I'm the wrong person. I'm in the wrong for that. And it's just fucking mind blowing. Mind
So
blowing.
we're dating. People are dating, keep dating the same type of people. So what do we do to break that pattern?
Don't date.
Well, are we trying to break the pattern? Like, have we gotten to that
Well,
point? I think
nars-
eventually people reach that point, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
well, if you're dating this,
I
if you
just
keep
want to
dating
say
people and
stay
it
single.
comes out the same result every time, then maybe date a different type of person.
I
Maybe
mean,
set your expectations differently for your next catch.
it depends on what the pattern is. Is the pattern like in looks? Because people can have a similar look but behave completely differently. Or is it like, oh, they have a similar job type, so then that leads us to believe that they probably have a similar personality too, and maybe that's the thing that doesn't mesh.
My go to is if you can make me laugh and you've got pretty eyes, like I'm a sucker for eyes and being able to be like for them to make me laugh. Anybody that knows me knows that my last ex and the one before are like literally night and day. Night and day. One is a cowboy, one is like a rancher. Then you've got this creature, this piece of shit creature who they're like night and day. So I tried to like change my frame of thinking and think, okay, well maybe let me switch it up. It got worse. It got worse. It got worse. So now I'm just like, I'll sit on the edge of the cesspool and just watch everybody else go through
Yeah.
shit. You know what I
Well, the
mean?
people that I used to date years ago, I always, for some reason, and a lot of, and you'll find this a lot with guys, and I say this about guys because guys feel like they want to, they want to dominate, they want to protect, they want to secure. So,
Mhm.
they find themselves attracted to women that are like, I wouldn't want to say the word helpless,
They
but
go for weak
who
women.
weaker women because then they feel like they can control them. And
Right.
I'm like, well, look at where that got me. So now it's like I'm changing that, I'm breaking that pattern, and I'm looking to find somebody who that I don't have to take care of. Because
Right.
it seemed like a lot of people that I dated or in relationships was I was the one, I was the breadwinner, I was the one supporting everybody, but nothing back financially. And
Right.
so a lot of the girls are looking to latch on a guy for that as a security blanket, not love.
Right.
Well,
And
Yeah.
and so after a few years and a few kids later, it's like, you know what? I'm realizing this now. I'm older and I'm like, no, I don't want to take. I got 6 kids. I don't need a seventh.
Hmm.
You know. And so
Yeah, I refuse to
you
raise
know.
another kid, especially a grown ass man.
when you, Roger,
Mm-mm.
at one point I was just like, oh, I'm not going to interrupt, but ooh, remind me, I got a point about this. You were talking about, oh, like how women always want a man to like protect them and this, that, and the other. So I have experienced kind of like the opposite. Well, yes, I do. Like, I want a man who's going to protect me and lead and all that good stuff. But here's the thing, you got to be a man worthy of leading. Like, it's, I'll put it this way. So, like, I wouldn't even say recent because it was like a year ago dating experience, a man literally said to me, do you think you could just be a little bit more feminine to me?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. That's
Like, sweetheart, if you think I'm not feminine enough, the problem is not with me.
right.
The problem is
Hmm.
with you. Because women, like, if you feel like women aren't like fulfilling like that feminine role enough, it's because they don't feel safe enough to. So like
Or the,
that's that thing that I was getting to before about like feeling safe too. Like, you can trust that this man has got it. Like, that they're not going to pull any weird stuff, that they're going to protect you in a ton of different ways, not just like bodyguard type protection, but
Right.
yeah.
right, and they probably want you to be more feminine. They don't want you to be like the flag football girl that's out there and roughing it up and
Well,
pounding beers.
I don't know because I don't consider myself, I don't know, probably a lot of people disagree with this. Like, I'm not a flag football girl. I'm a baseball girl, but I don't dress like I don't wear heels and a dress unless like the occasion calls for it. I'm a jeans and t-shirt and yoga pants and hoodies and my Nike Air Maxes, and I'm not, but then again, I don't know, I'm not like wearing men's cologne and basketball shorts, and you know what I mean? I'm not the
Hmm.
girliest, but I'm not in any way masculine.
I think though, like,
Mhm.
being feminine comes in more than just like looks.
Look, right.
You know, when I was being asked to please be more feminine, like, well, buddy, like,
I'm
oh,
sporty. That's the word I'm looking for. I'm sporty. I'm not sporty, like I'm more
that doesn't
comfortable.
equate to like
And
not
you
being
want a guy that's
feminine.
sporty
Right.
too.
You can
Yeah.
be
Yeah,
feminine
yeah.
and be sporty.
I don't like the whole like suit and which I mean, don't get me wrong, a man in a suit and tie can, but
Yeah.
it's not, I like the sporty, not someone who's homeless walking around
Yeah,
You just keep
Walmart
saying
in
not
Converse.
I know.
You want them to care a little bit about their appearance. I guess.
Yes, that's what it is. They
What
have to
about
care somewhat about their appearance.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I
Now,
was saying earlier. You don't want to look like a homeless person on the street. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I want somebody that, that's all right. You may be a little overweight, but, do you shop at the bougie store or do you shop at Ross? And there's nothing wrong about Ross. I'm just
I
I'm just
love
using that as
Ross.
an example.
Right. But
you
I'm
Right.
not
I'm using that as a contrast.
right.
if you ran into somebody or if you met somebody that had the perfect look for you, like the look was your type, it was on target, but their personality sucked, would you still date them or would you try? You wouldn't even try?
Um,
I don't give a fuck how nice looking and sporty you are. If you can't hold a conversation and make me laugh and like be intelligent,
agreed.
I'm out.
Right.
I'm
I
out.
think it's not just on the outside, it's on the inside.
Mhm.
Beauty is within. So if you're ugly on the inside, because you may look like dynamite, right? And then,
Be
Barbie
dumber
doll
than a
type,
bag of
whatever.
dildos. Right.
But if you got the personality of a 0 and you have an attitude and you're a fucking bitch or an asshole,
Mhm.
no. I mean, that
Agreed.
doesn't that
Behavior,
why would you want to
personalities,
date someone like that?
it's the
Right.
quickest way to turn ugly. I don't care what
Mhm.
anybody says. Like, if they
I
could be the
won't
most
even
attractive
try.
person in the world, but their personality could just be like, that's an instant turn off.
Right. I won't even
That's
try.
right, Steve Grant. Personality is first.
It absolutely is, Stephen. It's absolutely first. If you
So,
don't have a personality and you're like a bag of dildos, I'm not wasting my time. I'll say hello and wish you well. I'm not. No.
If I
some of
want looks, I'd
the
flip through a magazine.
Hmm?
some of the
At least they don't talk back.
stop it.
I mean,
Or I would just get an AI girlfriend.
No. No.
did
So,
y'all see that post of mine about the AI girlfriend?
uh-uh.
No.
Really? I had an ex from long ago text me and say, I messed up. I said, what'd you do? He said, I got an AI
You
girlfriend.
told us about it last
Oh, did I
week.
tell y'all about it?
Mm-hmm.
Did you? Yes, you
Best
did.
wishes. Best wishes.
So, some of the feedback that I got before we get too off track here. So when we were talking about patterns and like breaking the pattern, Nicole 30 from Chicago said, I used to date more preppy men in the cop/firefighter community, then had a phase with men who were in the rap scene. Now, what I said above, which is more the alt scene, beard, mustache, that sort of thing, that was her response as well. They're all the same results. LMAO. I think it's just men. And as
I'm
far
a sucker for the music scene. Crystal, you know this. I'm a sucker for the music scene.
so
I
now
can't say. Go
our
ahead.
unicorn friend,
Am I what?
our unicorn friend, our friend who wants to be known as unicorn. Oh no, this was sorry. Kevin from Chicago said that connection is good, but connection without chemistry, I forgot which one said this, is like a fire that gives off no heat. Present but never felt.
I
So I
like that.
feel like that's kind of along the lines of the like if they look great, but personality isn't there, it's not gonna work.
Hmm.
So chemistry is good, but chemistry with no deep connection is a wildfire with no place to go, eventually burning out in the same way that it started. I think that's kind of interesting. I don't know.
That's
Mhm.
interesting.
Yeah, Kevin said
Yeah.
compatibility is tricky. A lot of people don't understand the importance of compromise in relationships. Agreed.
Hmm.
Not just as an
The
ideal. Yeah.
compatibility is important. I agree
It is
100%.
important.
But there should be a part of you that you guys are different because then you could teach
Yeah.
the other person and expose them to different cultures that they're not used to.
Well,
But
not
at the
even
same
just
time,
not even just that, but
no,
not
go
just
on, Crystal.
cultures, but like different ideas in general. Like you don't want somebody that's
Yes.
exactly the same as you. How boring.
That's like the one response I had. I can't say his name, but his wife is the complete opposite of him, and it opened up his view and his experiences and his mindset to a whole new world that he would have never otherwise experienced because
See,
him and his wife are like polar opposites. And I get it. It makes sense.
and it makes you really like consider your thoughts about things. Like, why do I think this way? Can I see the other side? Sometimes it makes your argument strong. I don't even know. Like, but
Mhm.
really, why would you have to be exactly the same as the person you're dating? That's so weird to me. I don't
Right.
know. I
Well,
would want
Steven
to.
says, go ahead, finish up, Crystal. Sorry.
Oh, I forgot. Go ahead.
Okay, so Steven said connection over chemistry. Chemistry will build with time.
Oh, that's it. Okay. I can agree with that.
Yes and no.
He said I meant compatibility, not connection.
Yeah.
Okay, I still agree. I still agree with that.
So,
At least for me.
what our friend Kevin from Chicago was saying about compatibility being tricky, and a lot of people not understanding the importance of compromise in relationships, not just as an ideal, but a necessity. So when people talk about compatibility, most are talking about how someone fits into their life, rarely the other way around. So, like, we all just did that too. Like, we're like, this is how I want them to fit in my life. And people aren't really thinking, like,
Mhm.
okay, how am I going to try to fit in their life when I'm the problem?
It's a
Like,
two-way
in
street.
their scenario, like, how am I going to help fix that?
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Which I think is actually a really mature take on that. So
It is a mature take on it. Yeah.
a lot of
I
people
agree.
don't, they think like, oh, we have to be exactly the same and have to like,
That's so boring. Like,
Yeah.
I can't handle two of me. You know
I
what I
mean,
mean? I can't. That's
I
so
couldn't
we still
handle
boring.
have
two
things
of
in
you.
common.
I can't handle two of me neither.
Mhm.
I've
So
mm,
stepping out of your dating pool, have you thought about trying something different?
I have, and it's got me fucking nowhere.
Explain,
Nowhere.
Megan.
What?
Well, explain what happened.
Rod, him and Ricky Bobby are complete opposites in every
Mhm.
their career, their mindset, their physical appearance, their everything is different. And Bobby's not a good looking person. He's just as ugly on the inside as he is on the outside. But
But you're attracted to that.
no, I'm fucking not. No, I'm not. I'm not attracted to that. No,
Why do you keep going back to it?
I don't. We're done. Like
How long did
150%.
it take you? Okay,
Way
but you're
too long.
done, but how long did it take you?
But I was stuck on
Exactly,
the
but you kept
friendship,
going.
not on
Mhm.
the chemistry, not on the nothing. It was strictly the friendship. Like I was stuck on, let me savor this friendship that we've had for so many years. Attraction, compatibility, yeah, we had a lot in common, but we had a lot of important stuff that we didn't. There was no meeting middle ground. He's an alcoholic, like a severe alcoholic, which, okay, I'm not. I barely drink.
Why
On it,
are people more attracted to, like, people who are alcoholics or on drugs than somebody who's got their shit together? It's like it seems like so many people like to gear away from the dream person and find and be more attracted to the
You really want
problem
to know?
child. Yes,
I
I do.
was what?
It's because it is what is comfortable to them.
It's comfortable.
Even though it's not a comfortable situation, it's what's familiar. So, like, if they grew up with somebody who had substance abuse issues or somebody who exhibited that sort of behavior, um, if they grew up with that, that's their norm.
Right.
That's
And they
what's
want to help
comfortable.
them. They feel like they can help them.
Sometimes it is a savior complex, but it actually has to do with like the hormones and the emotions, when you have a problematic person in the house growing up, as a kid, you learn to gauge like your behavior and stuff based on their actions and become hyper vigilant. And it's a constant up and down. This up and down is then what you seek in future relationships because that is comfortable to you, even though it's not comfortable. It's what's familiar.
It's thinking you can fucking fix someone and make them better and change them for the better, and then
It's kind of like people who always have to fight over like anything,
right?
Because they need the up and down, they need the drama, they need the rise, the escalation, and then they need, you know.
Some people just thrive off of drama.
Well, that's why.
Steven says the ego wants to protect you, so it's more comfortable.
Whose ego?
What ego?
The person that's looking to protect the person.
Oh.
The person, the guy that wants to help. I'm assuming that's what he meant.
I'm confused.
Oh, like you want to be the, you know, you want to step in and save them. It's like all the girls are like, I can change him.
That's what I'm.
You end up trying to repair the new relationship because you couldn't repair the old.
Yeah, that does happen sometimes. That's true. So,
I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that. I tried to save Bobby on an aspect of being a friend. Like, you're better than this. I want better for you. I know you want better for you. But at the end of the day, he is completely 150% content with being a piece of shit. You can't, I mean, you can lead a pig to water, but you can't force it to drink. And all he wants to do is slop around. And he's content with being a piece of shit and walking all over people and being disrespectful and not having morals. He's okay with that. And eventually, like, I had to realize, okay, I'm cool with it too. You don't have to eat at my table anymore. Like, there's no hope for that human. No hope.
What was the reality that kicked in for you that you finally said, this is the breaking point. I can't do this anymore.
Literally when he made comments about taking out my sons and my family, and then he proceeded to get intimate with somebody. And immediately, as soon as, I don't even think she was gone, immediately as soon as it was done, he proceeded to tell me all about it and then would send me pictures. And that was the point I was like, you know what? Like,
that's gross.
I don't even, it's more so the fact taking stabs at my kids and myself and my family. That was like, no go. No matter, there's no going back to that. There's no forgiving. There's no looking past it and trying to see the good. No. And that was the point. Like, I can't even have him in my life as like an acquaintance. I can't.
So other than asshole as a type, have you ever stepped out of your type and were the results the same, different?
Well, I'm still single, so
me too. I dated somebody who was a nurse. I dated somebody who was a nurse they had their stuff together, and you know, it just, I don't know, I couldn't find, you know, somebody, you know, it seems like it's just a different type of drama.
Right.
I have dated guys that I was not like attracted to as far as like my type goes, like just to give it a shot, because maybe the ones that I find attractive also come with like terrible attitudes. I don't know, but it hasn't worked out, so there's that. So I gave a guy that, and actually I've tried multiple times with guys that I wasn't as like physically attracted to, and let me tell you, it's just a waste of time.
It is a waste of time.
Absolute waste of time. Because,
and believe me, I feel like I've dated all over the spectrum, like literally different type, because I don't have a physical type, I feel. And they've all like,
there are physical traits that I find attractive, but as far as like the guys that I've dated, they all look completely different. Some of them have
Right.
one thing that I
Mhm.
find attractive. Some have another. Some of them have multiple things I find attractive. But yeah, I've tried dating outside what I find to be attractive and just hasn't worked for me.
It's not worked for me either.
One of my respondents, our friend Nicole, says that she's tried and received the same results. Her next option is women.
Is what?
Women.
I hear that all the time. I hear that
I
all the
do
time.
hear that all the time.
Don't worry, I'm not going to go date guys. So
Like, I might as well just switch teams and. Mm-mm.
So our buddy Kevin from Chicago. So I found his quote now. He says, I don't have a type. Looking back, I have found myself attracted to many different types of women. I can't recall any similarities in body type, ethnicity, hair color, etc. Reasons I've walked away was usually simply not feeling a strong spark or desire to pursue a relationship with that person. Could have been because of many things that I just didn't feel that meshed with me personally and my lifestyle or aspirations for the future. I also think looking back, I may have not been completely content or happy with myself, my life, and having a lot of things on my to-do list or changes to be made that definitely could have caused lack of properly absorbing the person that I was dating. I'm a firm believer that you need to work on yourself first and be happy before you can be happy with someone else. Human nature can
Absolutely.
cause us to deflect onto others.
exactly.
Yeah, when it's us
Absolutely.
that needs the reflection and change. That was
Yeah.
an interesting
I
take.
don't know. I sitting here thinking back, like I can wholeheartedly say I've not been in a relationship with anybody that I didn't think would like why I'm not gonna waste my time and be in a relation like I'm talking an actual relationship with someone unless I see like a potential for you know what I'm like saying like something more. Granted, have I always been happy with myself? No. No. But I can't say I've ever gotten in a relationship and not like at that point. Okay, I'm lying. Never mind. I'm lying.
So like I
I
don't think it's ever really possible to
have
be like 100% happy. You're never going to be 100% happy with yourself.
no.
Like you're our own worst critic. So I think if you wait for that, you'll always be waiting. But at the same time, like when people know when they have work to do. Like you know when you're the problem.
Oh, absolutely. You
Right.
do know when it's a
Or
problem.
they won't admit it, or they'll try to blame it on the other person.
Right. Yeah.
I don't know.
And
Roz,
that's
has
something I had
stepping
to
out
go
of outside your type ever worked for you?
through.
Roger,
Oh,
has stepping
I'm still
outside.
single.
Hello?
I'm still single. Does that
you haven't like given
obviously it
variety
has-
in your speed dates
In the meet and greets?
and meet and greets?
Okay, so instead of coffee, we'll do smoothies, and then we'll do
Green tea and boba and
oh yeah. Well,
yeah,
sit down and grab an ice cream.
sake. Ain't that what it's called? Sake? I've
Sake?
never had it. I don't know.
Son?
So I haven't been throwing out too many numbers at you guys this episode, but I do have a couple.
Okay.
And while we're saying, oh, we don't have a type, we don't have a type, we don't have a type. If Lydia were here, odds are two of us have a type. We probably just don't know it. So around 50% of people consistently date a type, whether or not they're aware.
My type is douchebag. Now that it
Sometimes
type-
it's a physical type, sometimes it's a personality type, but you'd be surprised at the lack of studies in this area. However, there's one big one. Let me see. Hold on. I did all the research, so I gotta pull up the numbers and names of stuff. So there was actually one big study done out of University of Toronto that a lot of people kept citing that actually followed people over the course of 9 years and didn't just interview them about the people they dated, but interviewed the people that they dated. So they weren't getting secondhand information. They were getting it from
Oh,
various
okay.
people. So,
Yeah.
like, it wasn't up to
Let's force
you
yourself.
if the scientist decided that you had a type.
Right.
But
Mhm.
they found that most people actually did. So, and it was a wide variety. It was a sample size of 332 adults, 159 men, 173 women, with at least 2 romantic partners or more over a 9-year period. And it actually focused on the Big 5 personality inventory. Do you guys know about that?
Mm-mm.
No.
So the Big 5 like personality types are, and the inventory assesses openness to experience, conscientiousness, agreeableness, extroversion, and neuroticism. So, you know,
Okay.
surveying those 5 things gives you a personality type. And they found that most people, whether they realized it or not, kept going after the same personality type. Like they were scoring the same each time.
That's
Which-
interesting.
Yeah.
I would love to know like my own.
I'll
Right.
send you a link to one of those surveys.
Send me the link.
I'll find one.
I would love to like
Hey,
just
why don't you take that link and post it on our page, and so other people could take that same
find the
survey?
personality types.
right.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good for the audience.
I don't know if I want to know my
So.
personality type. But they did find that it wasn't just personality types for this particular scenario, but oftentimes people would choose somebody who complements them in an opposite manner, whether they realized it or not, so that the partner would fulfill their shortcomings.
Right.
Hmm.
So opposites really do attract sometimes.
I
They
think
do.
opposites
They
do
do.
attract. To a certain degree, I think they do attract, unless you're him.
I had one
Opposite.
girl tell me that she loves my personality. She thinks I'm great. She says, but I'm just not physically attracted to you. So what do you do in that scenario? Do you
You say deuces,
is
I'm
that
out.
Yeah, I just
Wish you well.
Yep.
yeah.
Why? I mean, why try to combat that? Like,
Yeah, why would you want to even
yeah, if somebody didn't find me, if they said they weren't physically attracted to me, I'd be like, all right, bye.
yeah, deuces.
Hmm.
I wouldn't. You know how many people I've had slide into my DMs and they're like, "Oh, you're hot," and they'll talk to themselves for 7-8 months in my DMs. And then when I'm like, dude, if I'm not going to respond to you in the first like 47 messages, I'm not going to respond to you in the next 54. Why? Nobody wants you anyway. You're fucking like, and goes into like off the deep end.
Always.
Mm.
And
That's
it
why
is,
I just don't even respond anymore. Or I just try to be nice and get them to go away, because otherwise they just say like mean, hurtful stuff.
they do.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, nobody wants you anyway. You're fat. You're blah, blah. You've been talking to yourself in my DMs for 9 months, over a year, like whatever. What?
They're just trying to bring you down. They think you're gonna read it and then you're just gonna crash and burn.
Right.
But you're not. You're like, I don't give a fuck.
No, I laugh.
Whatever. I don't know why you didn't block them after so many.
Oh, I do after, but I let them sit there and simmer in my inbox for a good like
After
year.
54 messages before
Yeah.
you go ahead and block them.
Yeah,
Is
and
it
then
kinda
they'll
like
catch me
is
like
it your
late.
comic relief to read through them?
Yeah, they'll catch me like late one night when I'm up and just like playing around on my phone or whatever, and then I'll be like, "What? Why are you bothering me? Like, what do you possibly have you not gotten tired of talking to yourself?" And then they'll respond with like hatefulness, and I'm just like, "Oh, you're cute." Click, delete, block.
Yeah.
So, not to change the subject, but before we run out of time, I shared a little bit of information with you guys. Was it last episode? It wasn't on air though. And I said I was going to share it for this topic.
You did.
Did we record it?
No.
Wait, we did record it, but we don't have the sound.
That's what it was. We recorded
Yes.
it. We don't have the sound.
So we need to post that video so that people can see your reactions.
I think I have it, don't I? Don't I have the video?
Yes. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, you want to see this video because your faces were pretty priceless. I will say that much. I wonder if it gets any better the second time around, but for those of you watching and listening, the little tidbit I'm about to tell you, you might want to have somebody record you just so you could see your reaction. I know that my first reaction, the first time I heard it, was probably pretty entertaining, but don't record it now, Meg.
I'm not. I was going to, but I'm not.
You guys already heard it, so your reactions aren't going to be
messages
as
again.
your reactions aren't going to be as fun.
That's true.
Right. A big part of what you're attracted to, about what you identify as your type, what you find attractive in a person, physically, personality wise, including your kinks, are hereditary. It's in your genetics.
A good portion of
Let that sink in.
your kinks, they're hereditary.
They're hereditary.
Mom, Dad.
So if you're a
Grandma.
woman, odds are mom had the same taste as you at one point. You're a guy, odds are dad had the same taste as you at one point.
Interesting to know.
And in the science behind it, another little scientific part behind it was that they found in another study that what was genetic as well, like when it came to being attracted to other people, was people would be attracted to others whose bloodlines reacted differently, like to immune things. So like if like my family had certain immunity issues down the line, genetically I'm going to seek somebody who has the opposite to fix my bloodline as it goes on. So that is part of why what you are attracted to is genetic.
I just, my dad was never around growing up. I didn't even know who he was until like last year. But my mama she was a handful. Now, like, I imagine how I am, and I'm like, God, my mama, no wonder I was conceived at an Alice Cooper concert. Like,
Alice Cooper.
Alice Cooper.
Alice
Okay.
Cooper.
I was conceived at an Alice Cooper concert.
Alice Cooper.
Yeah, my mama was friends with him, and she got a big tattoo of a Pegasus on her ass cheek that night, and then ended up pregnant. I mean, not my taste of music, but my mama was the music thing. Remember what I said? The music, the music thing.
And another
Let the music
interesting
play.
thing, if you're talking about like genetics and that sort of stuff, as a woman, you were actually in your grandmother's body, your maternal grandmother, because as a fetus, if you are a girl, your eggs are all there as a fetus inside, your mom. So that means that you are carrying your grandchildren at some point. So that's another way that family trauma gets passed down maternally.
It's an interesting take.
It's not a take. It's the truth.
It's the truth.
You can Google it. And there are reliable resources that aren't just some weirdo on Reddit or something.
I am set. Like I've been determined since I was a little girl to break the cycle, because my nana is fucking nuts, y'all. She is crazy. I'm talking not just like
your maternal grandmother.
It's my mama's mom. Yes. When I tell y'all, she is fucking bonkers out of her mind. She is bonkers. And I've always been set like, okay, I see the characteristics in my mama growing up just like my Nana. And I've always told myself, like, okay, I'm going to break the cycle. I'm not going to be, and I think I've done pretty fucking well. I have my crazy antics, but I think I've been pretty well. But that crystal just, that scares me. Like,
Google it.
That scares
All right,
me.
guys, I do appreciate you guys checking out the episode. Feel free to add your comments and let us know what you think about types, what kind of types you date. Have you broken the pattern? What do you think about compatibility in relationships? We'd like to know your feedback, so go ahead and put the comments on the show, and we definitely look forward to having you join us next week for another crazy, wild episode. 'Cause you never
Monday
know
at
what we're going to talk about.
Monday at 9:00 Eastern, or Eastern, right? Yeah,
6
Eastern.
o'clock Pacific.
6:00 Pacific.
There you
Love
go.
on the rocks.
Yep. For Crystal, Megan, I'm Roger the Wild Child. You guys have a great night.
Bye.
Have a good night.